Well, let me see. I'm gonna bang out one more quickie for you here, and gonna believe it or not, folks, there is an overarching thing that I'm going for. There is an arc of presentation that I'm going for here, and you will eventually see it unfold, or at least that's a lie I'm telling you. Okay, but I'm gonna bang this one out real quick this week, and this is the Friends of Eddie Coyle, and it's from 1973, and it was directed by Peter Yates, and it stars Robert Mitchum, uh, Peter Boyle, uh, Richard Jordan, God, what's his name? Alex Rocco, yeah, Mo Green himself. But yeah, this is a movie about this is a nasty little movie about a gun runner living in the Boston area, and some of the people he finances, some of the back channels he deals with, some of the folks he's caught up with, and yeah, fiercely recommended. This is a nasty little flick. If you want to think, this came up at the same time as Godfather 1 and 2, Serpico, films like that. Okay, and you could lump it in with movies like that. I mean, it's nowhere near the kick-ass epic of any of those. It's in fact, this movie could be called No Fun, and no fun, but no fun in the best of ways. Anyway, so this is just this nasty world this guy lives in, and tries to survive in. There is no Corleone family here. Nobody's making it. These are all people scraping for whatever they can get, and they're all extracting favors from this person, or they're owing favors to this other person, and that's a nasty little thing. With Robert Mitchum pretty much being the anchor here as the titular Eddie Coyle, this gun runner who's I think he's nicknamed Eddie Fingers Coyle or Eddie Knuckles Coyle or something like that. But he's basically, in the joint, he had his knuckles busted in for one reason or another. To quote, my favorite phrase in the whole movie, telling people, "You ever have your knuckles busted in like that? Hurts like a bastard. Hurts like a bastard." And delivered with great New England aplomb by Mr. Mitchum there. A word off to the side about the New England accent in movies. By and large, I can't even stand listening to it. Just Robert, just Robin Williams in what's that movie called? Wasn't a big fan of the movie. Oh God. Yeah, this is where I brain fart, but these are not. These are not edited, so it's that one with Matt Damon. Tell will come to me later, but it's not your fault. Stop it. Anyway, I get kind of picky about this because, like, I'm from there. Now, a lot of these people, particularly, Mitchum, Boyle, etc., they nail it. They absolutely nail a New England accent. And, when you grew up around people, I grew up listening to people and being around people who talked like this. So, you know, I grew up talking kind of like this. I just go into my accent chaos, the chaos of accents at some point in my life. But at some point, I'll tell you all about that. It's not really the subject for today, but just I appreciate, long story short, I appreciate authenticity with the New England accent. Um, this has got it. This movie is kind of in some respects, not with the mob aspect or anything, but this movie is kind of me all over because I grew up in Massachusetts, and I spent the first 7 years of my life in South Shore. Many family members I had came up on the South Shore of Massachusetts, and so this is like home to me, and it's like the sights and sounds and the way Boston and its environs look in 1973. I lived through that. This was my home, so it's like, wow. It kind of took me back there. Warm fuzzy nostalgia, not really, but that all aside, this is kind of a brutal flick. This is no fun. There are no big shoot 'em ups. There's no real high drama. There are no big story arcs or character arcs. Just smartly written characters doing exactly what they would do in real life, and pretty much ending like they would in real life too. And there is not an iota of romanticism in this flick. I mean, it's like, bang, you're under arrest. Bang, you're dead. Bang, the bullet goes into the guy. Leave him there. We gotta get out of here. It's not a high drama movie, not a riveting movie, but it's just kind of a slow, dour, colorless march to the grave. And sometimes, folks, that turns me on. Yeah. Good movie. Catch it.